Hi guys, so this is a review that has been on my heart for a very long time. I read this book about a year ago and I had always been wanting to do a video review of this. So it's this book by Becoming by Michelle Obama. I have always been very curious about her, wanted to study them and write about them. Make a video about them. Also write someday probably too, but so Michelle Obama is from Chicago, South Side, Euclid Avenue, two-family house. They lived upstairs. On the bottom stairs, I think they lived with her aunt, and the aunt had a piano in the house too. She used to give piano lessons in a church. Well, also it was the aunt was in the choir in the church too, and so Michelle Obama always, I think, knew how to play piano. Well, she took piano lessons from her aunt. A very humble beginning, smaller house. Her brother and her had, grew up in that house. Her brother played basketball. So that's her very beginning of her school life and time, in life. And then she was, her advisor told her in school that she might not be Princeton material because she really wanted to go to Princeton. And however, she was like, you know what, I will take that as a challenge and I will try for it. And she tried, and she did get accepted at Princeton. It's just crazy how somebody, advisors, your teachers, your counselors, when they tell you something negative about yourself, it's just how heavy it weighs on you. But also you can, of course, work towards it, and I take it as a challenge and get past it and get accepted or go wherever you want to go. Then she was working at this law firm at Sidley, I think it's called, I think in Chicago and downtown Chicago, and she met Obama. Like, how every girl is very curious. This is the part I was very, very curious about, how she met Obama, because I always thought she met Obama in the college, or they went to school together and sweethearts and whatnot. But she actually met him at a law firm. He was an intern there, and he had this, the way that she describes Obama is beautiful, guys. Like, first of all, her audiobook is like, she talks like it's honey flowing. Just beautiful, beautiful way she talks. And it's just like, the way she describes him is, that's just ideal, how a guy or a woman should describe her husband. Anyways, long story short, it's so ideal. They're just perfect couple. And so she says that, he had this charismatic smile, and he was late coming into his first day at Silly, and she just looked at him and, wasn't love at first sight or anything, but they were, they started working together a little bit more. And at first she wanted to keep it a secret when they first started kind of, being like, feeling like it's more than just co-workers or something. But then, slowly their friendship grew, and they were going to bars and stuff after work, and they just, he kind of made the first move, and it's just so beautiful the way that she describes it in the book. He kind of leaned in. They went for ice cream, they went to the bar for a happy hour, and then he wanted them to get ice cream or something, and he kind of leaned forward and tried to kiss her or something. It was just so beautiful, so beautifully written in the book, the way she describes it. But anyways, then he was always, the community maker. Like, he was a community organizer, they call it. And he always was basically a president in works at a very young age. And he used to read a lot, and she went to his apartment, and it was just books all over. And she says that You know, it's just crazy how they started seeing each other more. And then I think she failed the bar once, and that kind of was a little bit drag for me. And I didn't want to read the book further or listen to the book further. And but then I kept reading it. But you know, her she passed it later on, I think, and they thought he took her on a date, and she thought that he was gonna break up with her, but actually he proposed her on a nice, you know, white tablecloth. So I had to change my location because I had some technical difficulties. Anyways, so he proposes her on in a nice Italian restaurant, in, you know, on tablecloth type of dinner with candlelight, and goes on his knee and all that a girl dreams of, and asks her to marry him. And it's just so romantic, and I just can't. Then the slow danced. It's just perfect. Like, it's so romantic the way their life is. But anyways, then they get married, and then he wants to, you know, do his thing, and he's a community organizer, so he has all his challenges that he brings into the relationship, and she supports him through this whole thing. And they struggled with infertility too, which not a lot of people know about, but she is so brave and honest to discuss that in her book. They struggled with infertility for a while, and because he was, you know, he was doing his senator, I think he was a senator in the beginning, and was doing all his things and had to stay away from the house for a while. So of course, you know, they couldn't conceive for a little bit, because I don't know, because he used to come back on weekends and whatnot. And long story short, they had to get some help, and then they were able to at first they thought they wouldn't have kids at all because of, you know, they were struggling, but then miraculously they were able to have the first daughter and the second daughter. She has always been very supportive of Obama, and just, you know, she talks about how lucky she is to have him. And well, actually, she confesses her love in the book in a bunch of places, but she's also very strong and stands on her feet very, very independently. She always wanted to be very, very independent, and she is. She always had a job, always wanted to work, because that's just how she is. She's a very strong person. And I think, like, it's the way she was so independent, and they had some issues too, but you know, everybody has issues, all couples do. And I just like the way that whenever they would have any big struggle, he would always say, okay, Michelle, I will just write a book and it will take care of the problem, like any financial issue or something. It's just, I like that the way that he's so comforting. He's such an ideal guy, so strong, and just so like, yeah, Michelle, I'll just write a book. And he wrote a bunch of books, and he took time off from her, and, you know, went to, I think, they went to Kenya to see his family and his grandmother. And sorry, my his and hers are a little bit confusing, but bear with me. So it's just very cute how every time they would have an issue, he would just say, like, yeah, my book would just fix this problem, and we'll get royalties, and we'll, you know, things will take care of themselves. Anyways, so she gets busy raising her family and the two girls, and she has a job. And at one point, I think they were eating a lot of McDonald's and stuff outside, and the girls gained weight or something, and the doctor suggested them to, you know, eat healthier and don't eat fast food, junk food all the time. So that's how she got into the whole health and making your food yourself kind of deal. And, that's why she brought that to the White House. And that was her biggest initiative, like, healthy, low sugary foods and desserts for lunches and schools and stuff. It's a beautiful book. The way the book is, she wrote it, it's just beautiful. And she has some crazy instances where they had they couldn't go to the zoo, so they had live tiger or whatever in the White House in the backyard or something, and they said, yeah, come outside and this will be your zoo outside here. And the tiger or something, the big cats, I guess, were given some sort of sedative and they were not very active, but they actually almost jumped the kids and they had to shoot, I think. But anyway, some crazy instances there. And I think when he started the campaign, she was getting a lot of calls and at her job, because she always kept her job. And so that's when Barack Obama's manager told her to stop working and just focus on the campaign and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of there's just struggles there, and it's just very cute, very loving story. And then it ends where they're visiting the older daughter's college, I think in New York City somewhere. And it's just, that's the way the book ends. What else? Oh, and when he becomes president, they go to this secret trip, I guess, because they used to go to dates. Friday nights were date nights, so they used to go. It was a tradition in their relationship that they would just go out, and on a date and eat dinner and whatnot. But yeah, I really recommend it. It's very cute, very lovely. Thank you, guys.